Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Saraswati Devi and Leela Ji, they are already in that village in the mountains where that Brahmin Vaasishtha and his wife Arundhati had died. So they have gone there. And then after having gone, we have seen this portion, therefore I am just summarizing. After having gone there, then Leela thought, let us be visible to them. So they become visible. And then she blesses them and everything is over. And thereafter, they again disappear. But they don't go anywhere. They only disappear, not visible to those people. See, like our laptop. Some of the files we want them not to be visible. So, nobody can see those files. Similarly, these two ladies, they became non-visible to these people in that house. And they were watching from outside. So that time Leela asked a question to Saraswati ji. She says, remember when my husband died, Padma, then you told me I went into the Nirvikalpa Samadhi and I found my husband was in the Nirvikalpa Samadhi. I found that he is a king, and in that I visited that, but nobody saw me. I remained unseen by them. Therefore, when I came back, I was worried whether all these people are dead or what. So when I came, I found everything was all right. So since then, this question is going in my mind. When I went to my husband's creation, his creation was what? When Padma died, the soul came out and the soul immediately, instantaneously projected another kingdom. See, how much time it takes for us to see a dream, to create a dream? No time. Exactly the same way, the Jiva created the kingdom and Leela had gone there by the Ativahik Deha and she saw everything but nobody could see her. So this is her question. Where my husband was ruling, when I went to that kingdom in the assembly, nobody saw me. But here, my son, Jeshta Sharma, and other people have seen us. What is the reason? See? Now, this reason is for all of us to know. See, when you are sitting next to your husband, the dead body, which was covered with the flowers, that time your notion that I am Leela and I am the wife of Padma was so firm, it was not completely removed. Although you were sitting, and yet you were sitting there as Leela doing meditation. Leela doing the Nirvikalpa Samadhi. So that Leela Bhava was not completely gone. And therefore, you were not able to practice, you were not seen by others. But now you have done that abhyas for so long with me. Therefore, as long as the samskara is there, that I am body, I am husband, I am wife, I am so and so, till then we cannot live 100% only in the subtle body. In the dream, our samskars are zero. In the dream, we are not husband, father, mother, kuch nahi. See what a difference it makes. So, therefore you could not have the Satya Sankalpa. What is Satya Sankalpa? Whatever you think, it happens. When can it happen? When you are not preoccupied with something. See? Therefore, now slowly all the earlier notion that I am Leela and I am the wife of Padma, my husband died, all those things are now erased from your mind, and now you are completely free. Therefore, whatever you thought, let my son see me, immediately your thought was fructified and we became grossified so that other can see us. See, friends, yesterday I was telling you one story of Shankar Maharaj, and then our time was over, so I stopped there. So there was one story in that Puthi, that there was one, those days, Britishers were ruling India. So one of the British governors, he was very frustrated because for more than 7 years he was here in India and he just wanted to go back to England. So I don't know what to do, how to go and all that. So some of his subordinates suggested, why don't you meet our Shankar Maharaj? He can do everything. So he came to meet him. And then afterwards he said, I want to go back, please do something so I can go back, because I am out for last 7 years and my wife must be suffering because of her separation and I also can't stay without her. So please let me go, please do something. So Shankar Maharaj tells, forget about. You don't have to go. Why? Your wife doesn't love you. She is not suffering, she is enjoying. She is enjoying, yes. How can you see that? So Shankar Maharaj simply held his palm. And in that, you see in the palm, and in that palm, he saw, the Britisher saw, complete house where his wife was. And she was with some man. And then this Britisher became very angry and he wanted to go and shoot that man. So Maharaj told him, no, nothing wrong with the man. Your wife is like that. Okay, I'll kill her. He said, okay, kill. He took out the pistol. He said, kill her here. You can see her, isn't it? Yes, kill her. So he shoots at the palm, at the, like a TV screen, what he was seeing, his wife. And he shoots 6 bullets, tack, 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 tack. And she dies there. See? And then there is a news, such and such person was killed. There were 6 bullets, but they are unable to locate where that man is, who has killed her. And in that frenzy, when he saw, then he realized, oh God, I have shot at the palm of this Mahatma. And he said, don't worry, nothing happened to me. You can see my hand is all right. Sankalpa Shakti is not ordinary thing. And a Sankalpa Shakti can become 100% if we are detached from the gross body identification 100%. We are so much involved with husband, wife, children, property, the events, Corona. See, our condition is like our effort to fill in a pot which is holy. Keep on pouring water, nothing will remain inside. It will go out. So here she is told, Leela, now you are completely away from body identification. Now see, don't forget this whole picture. Again and again I am reminding you. This all is happening where? In the same place where the dead body of that Padma king was lying, and here in the Nirvikalpa Samadhi, she is seeing all these things. So in the Nirukalpa Samadhi, she has seen this mountain and then the house of that, and where it was in that jiva of that Brahmin who thought that let me become the king, and then he became Padma, and then Padma died, then he also became a king. See, the whole picture should be clear. Therefore, now you have clearly detached yourself. Therefore, with this understanding, if you go to your husband, you will behave as if it is normal. But the truth will be, it will not be the same as earlier you were attached. Now you are not attached. Therefore, what our scriptures tell, that the whole world is Rama Leela, Krishna Leela. Now take to Bhagavad Gita. When Bhagavan Sri Krishna shows to Arjun in his Vishwarup Darshan, so this event of Shankar Maharaj, where he has shown in his palm the place where the Britisher's wife was staying, everything. So where he saw that? In the palm. Palm is solid, but there he saw everything. In the same manner, Vishwarup Darshan, Bhagavan Sri Krishna showed Arjun that all the enemies, Bhishmacharya, Dronacharya, Jayadratha, Karna, and so many of them, they were all killed. When he saw that, when the war has not yet begun. See, because the idea was to bring Arjun out of this notion that he is a killer. Bhagavan says, no, I have already killed them. Nimitta matra bhava samvesashi. That means the time, space, object, creation is only the spanda in the pure consciousness. And that is the Chidakash. See? Therefore, all these things are happening only in Chidakash. Where is I, the dreamer, and the dream world? Where it is? I am lying comfortably on my bed physically, but then I am not here. I have gone somewhere in the dream. See? So, Leela, now you are very clearly detached from your notion that you are Leela, and therefore you are clear, and you can now go and again talk to your husband as if nothing has happened. But your knowledge, your experience will not be diluted, it will remain the same. Thereafter, this Leela started telling now. Now see, her statements are so important for us. So, in this house of the Brahmin in the Himalayas, in the space where my Brahmin husband was born and then he died, in that space only, this jiva of the Brahmin husband has projected the kingdom of Padma. See? So, I, Leela, and my king, my husband king Padma, they are none other than Arundhati and the Brahmin. And this is all happening where? Inside the small little house of that Brahmin, in the conscious space. See? Now I am very clear. And my husband, Brahmin husband, died and he became the king. And then this whole kingdom where we are, this is only in the mind or the thought or the Chidakash of that Brahmin. See? And here only I am living in this kingdom as the great queen. And here only my husband Padma died. So where it is all in this space, in that small little house in the mountain, house of the Brahmin. And then when my husband died as Padma, then again he projected that he is a king. See, so when he projected as the king, then she is now able to understand a lot. Then she said, now I remember everything. My picture is very clear that after Brahmaji has created, I have gone through more than 800 lives. And she gives a detailed account of her all lives. So she says, I have gone through so many lives that in some place I was the wife of a Vidyadhara. Then in other place, because my mind was polluted, I was born as in a human form. And then from there I was born as the wife of the Nagaraj. And there the various kinds of wild or the tribals living in the Kadamba, Kumbha, Jambira, all various villages where they live and cover their body with the leaves of the trees. Then I was born in Saurashtra as a big king. Thereafter, after the body of this king was again born, then I was born as the lower animal, and from there also I suffered a lot. Then again I was born in Saurashtra as a cow and lived there for 8 years. And there in that cow body I was tortured, troubled by the children. They used to beat me and make me run here and there. Thereafter I was born as a bird, as a bee, then as a deer, as a fish. And in this manner, various kinds of birds I was born. Thereafter, I have gone through hundreds of yonis, and sometime up, sometime down. And in this manner, my life was constantly going from one body to another body to third body. In this manner, Leela and Saraswati, they were talking. So wherever they were outside that house of this king, not the king, of the Brahmin. So they were not seen by the villagers. Then Leela said, see, now by your grace I have understood everything. What happened? Now I remember. I was that old Arundhati, and I was so thin, only bony, hardly any muscles on my body, and all my all my blood vessels could be seen. Typical old person type of. And I was fair complexion, my hair were white completely, and my hands and fingers were completely too much of work. Therefore, they were like wooden pieces. And I was constantly serving my husband and taking care of the cows. And the only thing I had was the milk around and the making the various products of the milk, and then serving the Mahatmas who come. In this manner, I was all the time. That was the glory of my life. Cleaning the utensils used for the Karma Kanda Puja Poti. And this is how my whole day was going, only with the house, with the family, and nothing beyond it. See. Then I had to tell, come on, hurry up now, enough. We are getting late, sleep, tomorrow we have to get up. Like that was the mantra I was constantly chanting. And my husband, he was extremely busy because he was well read and Tattva Chintan, etc. But he was completely dull. He has never inquired about what is Jagat, what is Jiva, what is Ishvara, what is Paramatma. Therefore, he was a very good householder, and beyond that, he has never gone. He never did the Tattva Chintan. And in this manner, he was so much attached to this house that for him, there was nothing beyond the house, and then various karma kanda. I want the cow dung cakes, I want this fire, I want this, all these things. That was the only thing. And in this manner, we were living. See? So, she gives a very great detailed account. I used to tell them, the people or the servants, you should behave properly so that people will not speak ill about you. You should be in a good conduct, all that. So, in this manner, Vaasishtha ji is now telling Raghunandan ji, in this way, in that village, in that mountain village, moving, these Leela and Saraswati, they were talking with each other with a great smile, and in this manner, this was all happening inside the house of that small little Brahmin. See? Now, my husband, that means the Brahmin, he is now born as a king. So, where is the king and the kingdom? In that small little house. See? And what are the king and the kingdom? Padma was the king, born after the Brahmin has discarded the body. And that old lady, she became the Leela. See, friends. See, therefore, in this Angushta Matra Purushaha Madhye Atmani Tishtati. So, in that small little place, such a huge kingdom of time, space, and object is created. And now I am very clear. Therefore, O Goddess, I have no doubt that whether you or me, we are all pure, conscious, blissful existence. There is no difference between you and me. See? So, my husband's kingdom, which is miles and miles around, is only in the thought of this Brahmin who has discarded his body, and there we are. See? Thereafter, they decided, let us go to the place where my husband is lying. So, they decided, and again they go back to their own place. See? And now that place was where it was. Here also very huge discussion, explanation or the description comes. See? So, Leela and Devi, they did namaskar to each other, and then they entered along with them the open space, and then they started moving. And they have gone through many heavens and hells and worlds, and so many worlds they have to go through, and they have gone to such an extent that even the sun and the moon were looking like the sesame seeds in beyond all that. So Leela said, how come here even the sun is not seen so strong, it is so like a small mustard seed size? What is this? So the mother tells, look here, we have gone beyond the relative world to a great extent. And here there is neither sun nor moon. Now go to Upanishad. Na tatra suryo bhati na chandra tarakam nema vidyuto bhanti kuto yamagni tameva bhantam anubhati sarvam tasya bhasa sarvavidam vibhati. In the absolute conscious blissful existence, the Chidakasha, neither sun nor moon nor nothing ever exists. Therefore, Leela said, what a wonder of wonder. We have come such a long distance that even the sun is looking like a mustard seed. I don't know what is going to be in front of us. So Saraswati say, now here you will go beyond this Brahmanda, and thereafter you will be going through many Brahmandas, and then we will enter the same Brahmanda where your husband, that is the Padma, the king Padma's body is lying. We will go there. See? So, when they were just going, Vaasishtha is continuing the story that when the Leela saw this expanse of this, the space, conscious space, then she saw all the various Brahmandas like that dust particle in the sun rays in a house. When the sun ray comes through a hole, you can see many small dust particles. Like that, so many Brahmandas were seen in this conscious space. See? This picture is very important for us to understand. Like taking only selected verses, we have completed this story. But then this information, which is originally from the original text, is extremely important. See? So, this Leela saw all this Brahmanda and she came to discover and understand that it is in the conscious space, in Akasha, with the help of these Maya Shakti or Avidya, this whole world is appearing to have become many like the bubbles on the water surface. See? But those who are ignorant like us, for us, these Paramatma is covered by the ignorance and we start thinking separateness and therefore running from here to there and constantly suffering in this way. See? Like the small, these insects or the ants, they keep on moving from one place to another place and in their own houses. In the same manner, we are all running in this world. Like it's called Valmik. Valmik means what? From that the word Valmiki Maharshi came. The ant hill is called a Valmik. So when Valmiki Maharshi was doing the Ramanama Japa, that time he remained there for years together, and these ant hills, the ants have constructed a complete house over his body. And therefore is called a Valmiki. So, like the ants in a ant hill, they are moving from here to there. In the same manner, we are all living in ignorance in this world. And then she said further that there are 4 types of creations. And these are all imaginary, only projected. Jara, Yuja, Udbija, Andaja and Svedaja. Jara are those creations which are placental pregnancy, where placenta is important, like the mammals. Then Udbija, which are coming out of the Prithvi, like the plants, etc. Then comes the Andaja, born out of the eggs, like the birds or the amphibians. And the 4th is Svedaja, the fungus which grows. You just keep something, you have not done anything, and yet the fungus grows. So these 4 kinds of things are created, and these all things are only so much that they are covering the conscious reality, but they are nothing but like bubbles on the Paramatma. And of this whole world, Brahmaji is the creator, Vishnu is the who is sustaining, and Shiva, Rudra, etc. They are the one, they are also like the small insects in this infinite Brahman. See? Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, they are like small insects in this conscious space. See? Therefore, unless we go beyond, now where we have to go beyond, these Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, they are at a causal level and we are at effect level. And the truth is beyond cause and effect. See? Like, if you have seen some serials, various kinds of serials, so in those serials we are shown that whether it is Indra or Brahmaji or Shivji, they also have got the same thing. Shivji becomes angry, and then this Parvati, she becomes, she doesn't want to talk to him. and he tries to coax. Same thing, there is no difference. So also Vishnu Bhagwan and Brahmaji. Therefore, this cause and effect is nothing but the same thing. Okay, Maharaj. Now, in this manner, when they were talking and discussing about it, they have come to, they have crossed all the Brahmandas, whatever they were shown, and then they came to the same place where this King Padma's body was lying. Actually, they have not gone anywhere. This is all happening in the Jiva, in the conscious space of the Leela. He was there. So, thereafter, after they came near to this, then they have seen this, our India, that is Bharatvarsha, they mentioned it here, Jambudvip Bharatvarsha, and where he was the king that time, and then at that very moment, some kind of attack happened on his kingdom. And in that attack, this Padma king was killed. See? And here the description is given in very great detail. Who were the, like with the Mahabharata, who was with whom and all that, all the details are given. And this Leela and this thing, they were watching this war which was going between the various armies, and in that they saw that their husband, who was now born as a new king, because after the death of this Padma, she was sitting in the Nirvikalpa Samadhi, and in Nirvikalpa Samadhi, she has seen her husband was born as a king, and on that king, now there is a third king. So three things now. First, the old Brahmin, he thought and he became Padma. Padma died, then he became another king. See, and all this is happening in that place where the body of Padma was lying under the flowers, and that was also existing in that village, in the town, or rather in the mountain where it was there. Now see, one inside another, like the utensils. Bigger pot outside, then inside, then inside, then inside. From outside you see only one. But there are so many inside. Exactly. We are all in the dream of Brahmaji, and then we have our dream, and in our dream there is another dream, and there is no end to it. Like two mirrors standing opposite each other, and then try to count how many reflections are there. Normally we will think about there will be many reflections. It's a wrong answer. Why? Reflections do not exist. They appear. See? So now these two ladies, they are now watching the war that was going on. So along with the Saraswati Devi and Leela, they were on the aeroplane or a helicopter, and from there they were watching the whole war that was going on. See? Such a beautiful description it is, very long description. And then when this war was going on, many people were killed and things were happening. Then, and in that it so happened that this the second king, which was projected by the first king. So Brahmin became the first king, Padma. Now Padma projected the second king, and the second king was this Vidurath. So they were observing the Vidurath fighting the war. So in this manner, that day's war was over, and then this Vidurath came back to his own palace, and he was lying down and taking rest. See? So the war was extremely detailed way explained. The number of people and all the things that we don't have to go into detail. And after that, it so happened that when this king Vidurath came back and lied down in his bed comfortably, that time these two ladies, they entered through the ventilator into the room where the king Vidurath was staying, lying down or sleeping. Now see the story. And they came and sit there on some sofa. Because of their presence and the brightness and their will, this king Vidurath becomes awake. And after he becomes awake, then he does Namaskar Chamatkar, and then he is asking, ki, oh great ladies, who you are, how you have come. So this lady say, no, first of all, you tell. Who are you? What is your name? How come you are here? Since how long you are here? And then who is that boy, that minister with you and all that? And then they were asked that this Vidurath, now the story of Vidurath is told. In between, Bhagwan Ram asked a question. These two ladies, they entered through a small hole in a ventilator in the room of that king. So Bhagwan Ram asked the question. Sir, please tell me, with such a big, thick bodies, how can they enter the thin body, a thin hole, and enter the house of that king where he was sleeping? That time Vaasishtha says, it's a very deep, detailed, technical definition, description. See, when a person has experience for a long period of time that I am body, or when he has experienced I am consciousness, and with this, one is able to practice this. About this, the stories about the great Mahatmas come. I'll refer to you one or two. In our Mumbai, there is one temple near Chowpatty, and the name of the temple is Babulnath Temple. So that Babulnath Temple is because those days, more than 100 years before, Bombay was just a small village. And on that small hillock, there was one tree, a Babul tree. And there was one Lord Shiva's temple. So the trustees of that time, they wanted somebody to stay there. And that time, one Avadhut, Sundaranandaji Maharaj, he happened to come there. So they say, now you do not leave this place and go, stay here only. And therefore, they kept him in a room comfortably, but locked the door. So he should not go. Next day they came again to take darshan of the Lord Shiva and him, and they found he is coming from the sea, Chowpatty, after having taken bath, went comfortably walking. They say, how come? You are locked inside, how did you go? Did you break it? So he simply smiled at them, and then through the wall, he straight away entered inside. See? This is not jadoo. Like our Wi-Fi signals can go So many long distances through the walls and trees and mountains. Highest level of subtlety is not influenced by the gross things. See? Therefore, when a person is able to experience this for a long period of time, that I am neither the gross body nor anything associated with the gross body, but I am pure conscious self, and therefore I can go anywhere. By the Sankalpa Matra only, people can go, such Mahatmas can enter anywhere. See? Because their grossness of the body has gone. This experience is same like that of the dream. How come we are lying in the bed, but in the dream so many things are created? Where are those things? Therefore, in Vedanta Shastra, this Avasthatraya Vivek, description and analysis of waking, dream, deep sleep is one of the most potent spiritual practice. We simply say, okay, it was just a dream. Don't live like that. And you will see all of us, those who write autobiography, they write only about a waker. And that also is an illusion. See? I was born. Who says this thing? How many times you are born? Every time we are disidentified with the body, we are dead. But again we are identified, we are again born. So we were born as a baby, then we are born as a child, then we are born as a teenager, we are born. How many times we are born? Every time we are born new, earlier we are dead. See? Like the Pandit or the Brahmin in the mountain, he died and Padma was born. Then Padma died and then the Viduras was born. See friends, who is dying? All these things, like the things come and go in the space without influencing the space at all, in the same manner. So many good and bad dreams have come and gone, nothing happened to me. So also, so many bodies have come and gone, nothing happened to me. Like a person getting divorced and married for half a dozen times. So half a dozen times he dies and is born again. So he dies as husband one, gets married, then he is born as husband two. Then again he gets divorced, then dies as husband two. But then again gets married, born as husband three. Where are these husbands? Mother, father, brother, sister, husband, wife, friends, enemies. Where are they? This is Yoga Vaasishtha. With this knowledge, Bhagwan Ram lived Jivan Mukta. Because he was very clear about this. And this is a big drama going on. Live in this manner, day-to-day life, we are leading a spiritual life. See? Therefore, what we have been practicing again and again, that I am body. Now do contrary. See? So, I cannot be this body, then I have to be conscious, blissful existence, and therefore I can go anywhere I want. And it will happen. See? Because the identification with the gross body is an obstacle. This obstacle is removed when there is disidentification This is how the story I told you. Shankar Maharaj, he in his palm could show everything that is happening in UK, like a TV show. Everything could be seen. Only the Sankalpa Shakti. It can happen. Therefore, all the images that we have about ourselves, see, a girl has an image about herself that she is very good, she is very beautiful. See? Where is that? And when that image is not tallied with other person, she becomes disturbed and angry and frustrated. See, friends. Therefore, in the same manner, when this jiva, in case of death, when the gross body identification is completely gone, then the subtle body, the ati vahik deha or the linga deha or causal body or the astral body, whatever names you give, this is just only to explain. That is not real. Real is conscious space, Chidakash. So 3 stages. Gross body level, samsara. The subtle body level is the process for explaining us. But we take this process as real. It's just a process of explanation. And then we come to Chidakash. See? And to come to Chidakash, we have to go beyond cause and effect. See? Therefore, when somebody has dropped the body identification like the jiva, then he has the ability to create anything. And this is how this subtle body is also expression of the same conscious blissful existence, the Chidakash. And then one comes to know in the pure conscious existence, I, you, this world has no meaning. It is homogeneous, undivided, conscious, blissful being. Even for a few moments when we remain with our own self without reference to the possessions and relations and our body identification and good or the bad, the past or the future, even we remain for a fraction of a second, what a different experience it is. And that is what we call as practice to live as Mr. Nobody. So here also my mothers will again become angry. Why Mr. Nobody? Why not Miss Nobody? I am not imagining. This was questioned by one lady in Germany. Not Germany, I think Austria. I was in Vienna, and in our meditation, we had a good number of participants. So, in that, when I came to this point, now let us be Mr. Nobody. In that contemplative deep mode, everybody was so calm and quiet. And after everything was over, one elderly lady, why Mr. Nobody? Why not Miss Nobody? Now tell me, what can you talk to such people? it is not their fault. You are talking to in the wrong audience. Therefore, those who are not qualified, Viveka, Vairagya, Shamadava, Uparati, Shraddha, Titiksha, Samadhana, and Mumukshitva, if they come and sit in the Vedanta class, they get extremely frustrated. So when this subtle body or the jiva, when dissociates completely with the dead body, completely, instantaneously, Bhagavad Gita, 8th chapter, Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tejatyante kalevaram tam tame vaiti kaunteya tad bhava bhavitaha. The moment the body separation happens, that very moment, instantaneously, whatever is the last thought, that body is adopted by that jiva. How much time it takes for a dreamer to make his body and his kingdom? Zero. Because it is not real. Now suppose I tell you that let us all of us go have a nice wonderful vehicle and we are going towards the Kailash Manas Sarovar. So we are now boarding the flight in Bombay, and from here we are now flying going to Kathmandu. There we have landed, and thereafter we have taken our luggage, etc. And then our organizers were waiting for us. Nice garlands were put around our neck, and we were given very nice warm breakfast. And after that, another flight. We are now going to the Nepalganj, and from there we'll have to go by the helicopter, and from there we'll have to take the jeeps and keep on going. And now we are at the Manas Sarovar. How beautiful it is, but very cold. All the description which I am talking, how much time it takes to see this picture? Because it is not there, only imaginations. This is how the jiva himself is the imagination, and he starts creating the gross world out of imagination. Is it not our life story? We only start imagining. I'll do this thing, I'll do this thing, I'll finish this thing, then I'll get married, then I will have a building, then I think I will invest in properties, and then this thing. All imagination coming into solid reality. So if we have to imagine, why not imagine that I am divine? See? When we imagine with the finite, we get lost. When you imagine to be infinite, you are established. See? Therefore, this whole world is nothing but just an appearance projected in the pure conscious existence. It has no reality. Therefore, now how come these two ladies were able to enter the small hole in the room of that king? It is because of this. Because now they have come to the point of being immaculate, pure, conscious, blissful existence. Chidakashamay. And therefore, for them, going anywhere is not an issue. They don't require any visa. Because whatever Ichha Shakti in the Chidakash happens, accordingly the things happen. But doesn't have to do anything. And in this manner, both of them entered the room of this Vidurath king. And the moment they entered, they took the gross body and they were seated on the sofa there, and then this king saw, come on, who are these ladies, where from they have come? See? So these ladies, Leela and Saraswati, they asked this king Vidurath that, please tell, who are you? And then in between there is a description that he sitting on the floor, did namaskar and puja and all that thing. We don't have to go there. So Devi asked then, O king, who are you? Whose son you are? When were you born? Kindly tell. And in reply to that, the king will never speak, it is the minister who speaks. So the minister tells that I am extremely happy to let you know the life of my Swami or my king, and he starts telling that there used to be one king called Kundaratha many years before. He was born in the Ch-4 Vamsha, and he was very popular and very great, and his description is given. And then he had a son, Bhadrarath, and then he had a son who was Vishwarath. Vishwarath had the son Bruhadrath. Bruhadrath had Sindhurath. Sindhurath has Shailarath. Shailarath has Kamarath. Kamarath had Maharath. Maharath has Vishnurath. And Vishnurath had the son Nabhorath. And our king, he is the son of Nabhorath, and his name is Vidurath. See the whole story. So there also, don't forget the basic. So one king imagine, and the whole lineage is born. So in this manner, he was born from them, his wife, his mother Sumitra, and that king Nabhorath and Sumitra, they gave birth to this boy, and when this boy was hardly 10 years of age, they decided to go and do tapasya. So they went to do tapasya, and as a child of 10, this Vidurath has to continue looking after the kingdom, and he did it in a most effective manner. See? Therefore, we are now extremely happy to have your darshan, and thus he kept quiet. So again Saraswati ji asked, Hey Rajan, try to remember your past. See? And then the mother Saraswati touched his head, and he immediately remembered that, oh, I am not Vidurath, I am King Padma. Now see, he is Vidurath if identified with that body. Past, if he is not identified with that body, he is King Padma. See? And then he suddenly remembered everything. His ideas about himself became completely clear. He remembered every small little thing as the King Padma. And then how they were ruling and all kinds of things. And when Saraswati and Leela just came to know about the story of this Vidurath, then they were surprised, and he was surprised. What is this Maya going on? We can't understand anything. Now I am Vidurath, but I am very clear that I was Padma. Now Padma will be very clear that I was the king, I was the old Brahmin. Then Brahmin also will remember I was so and so. Where does it begin? From nowhere. Because ignorance has no beginning, but ignorance ends. Brahma has the beginning, but it doesn't end. And both of them are formless. Ignorance is not an object. Ignorance of. See? Then Raja asked that, "O goddess, can tell me that I am able to remember all my past, my father, my grandfather, my childhood, my youthful days, my friends, my enemies, everything I am able to remember. What is the reason?" Now Devi tells why you are able to remember. Now this is another important topic which needs a lot of contemplative attention. Let us leave it for tomorrow. Om Purnamadaha Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.